I was willing to put in the extra work.
Sure enough, it hits my bat.
Of course, they do it the right way. They don't take shortcuts. They don't make excuses.
The glamorous part of the game, Sammy, as you know, is winning championships.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hey Bucky Live. I'm your host, Sammy Glantz, and this week we have on a very special guest I know you guys will all be excited about, Rachel Garcia. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this week.
Of course.
So for those of our listeners that don't know what you're up to right now, where are you? What have you been up to? Kind of take us through what it's been like since following the Olympics this past summer.
Yeah, kind of just been doing some rehab, getting back to healthy. I recently took a job at SDSU and I'm a volunteer coach there and I'm super excited. It's been super fun. It's definitely a different pace of game for me that I've been enjoying. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing as of lately.
Awesome. And so you decided to take the volunteer assistant coach at SDSU under Stacy Newman, another former UCLA softball legend. Can you kind of take us through what SDSU means to you and why you decided to go and coach there?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's close to home, and on top of it, I think it's no better place to learn from than another fellow Bruin and another USA athlete. So I think it's just a great learning opportunity, just to learn the game from a different perspective.
And then, so following the Olympics, you were able to kind of come home and take that time to yourself and obviously get some rehab done. You've also been able to do some camps around Palmdale, which has been super awesome. I know Fast Pitch Films and Hey Bucket were able to kind of get out there and help cover that. What kind of made you want to, put on a camp back in your hometown?
I think just giving back. I've started there, and I know what it's like to go through the process of rec league, then to travel, then traveling all over the place just to get to games. So I think just starting local I thought was a great idea, and no better place to start than the fields that I actually played on when I was younger. So just wanted to give back to the community.
So now officially, I don't want to get the date wrong, October 23rd is now Rachel Garcia Day in Palmdale, which is absolutely amazing. What was that experience like for you? And now you have your own day. Like what are you going to do? That's like an extra birthday.
Yeah, it was a definitely a shocking moment. I didn't know that that was going to happen. I mean, I knew that it was a celebration for me, but I didn't know that they were going to dedicate a field to me on that day. So it's just a unique moment for me. And then just super excited that Palmdale put that all together for me. I'm just super grateful that Palmdale was supporting me through the entire thing.
That's so cool. So how did that surprise go down? Like, how did they get you out there without you knowing what was going on?
Yeah, so we just set up a few dates that was going to work for all of us, and we had to postpone it a couple times because of COVID, but finally we were able to find a perfect date. And originally it was just to show up, and I don't know what was going to happen. It was all a surprise, but um, I showed up. All my friends and family, old high school softball coach was there. Some teammates that I played with in the past, family, friends, all showed up for me. And then I got to pretty much hear from everybody: City of Palmdale, the mayor of Palmdale, um, the council that was there. They all just said a little speech, and then they did an unveiling of the Palmdale magazine that I was in, and then they also did another unveiling of the Rachel Garcia Field. So the Rachel Garcia Field, I was not. I had no idea that was going to happen, but it was a very shocking and also yet humbling moment.
Oh my gosh. Were you able to kind of play on that field growing up, or what about that field in particular kind of made that so significant?
Yeah, I mean, Best of the West was a field that was more of the newer fields, and I remember that they actually played the PFX tour on those fields, and I got to be a bat girl on that field. So that field has a lot of meaning to it for me because of that. Got to run out Lisa Fernandez's jacket across the field, so that's what made it more special.
Oh my God, that is just so unbelievable and just so full circle. Well, that's going to be a day that you can celebrate forever. You kind of just touched on it, but you had the opportunity to play for and spend a lot of time with Lisa Fernandez at UCLA. Um, what about her that you just kind of always emulated, and you guys are so similar in the way that you were able to do it, not only in the circle but in the box. Can you just kind of take us through like your relationship with Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, Lisa's someone who is very passionate about the game, and she just brings out the best in you at practice. I mean, you could be on your worst day, and she'll somehow manage to pump you up and get you through what's going on that day. But yeah, she's just someone that wants you to succeed on and off the field, and just to see someone have that much passion for the game makes me want to get better every single day, and just be like her. She was my role model when I was younger.
That's so crazy. So was it always Lisa, someone that you kind of modeled your game after? Obviously, it's not easy, being able to do both. And I know maybe some coaches growing up didn't really believe that you could do both at a level like that. Did you have any other role models growing up, or was it always Lisa?
Yeah, so Lisa, pro athlete wise, was my all time favorite. But I would say the ones that inspired me to play were my cousins, Rochelle, Shauna, and Kristen. Those are also my role models who inspired the game for me. I also watched them when I was a lot younger. They babysat me. I'd go watch their softball games. But yeah, they were the ones that initiated that spark for me.
Were you always, thinking about college or thinking about, playing at the next level, or did you kind of just start out playing for fun?
Once I changed travel ball teams when I played for Corona Angels, that's when the
Mhm.
realization started to kick in that I could actually take this further other than just travel ball.
Yeah, I actually, well, I played against you when I was younger, but I remember when you made the switch to go play for the Corona Angels. Can you kind of take us through just making that switch and what Marty Tyson and the Corona Angels has kind of meant to you in your career?
Yeah, I don't remember what team I was on prior, but uh, I just remember we got a phone call from Don Lockman that saying that him and Marty Tyson were going to come all the way out to Palmdale and just kind of sit down and talk to us. And here comes Marty just flinging papers all over our floor, all over our living room floor, and would pick out a piece of paper and immediately knew what that paper was about from a college. Or then he'd tell me, all right, pick your top 10 schools that you want to go to. And at the time, I was probably like 10, 11, 12. I'm like, I don't know what my top schools would be. So I just named the schools that were like going to the World Series that year, um and then some. Yeah, it was 10 schools that young to pick was very difficult, but um I kind of told them that I wanted to take a break before I made the transition. So I actually took the entire fall season off and actually played rec league, and just like with a local travel ball team that just kind of wanted to take a break of being so serious, or wanted to take a break before getting that serious, and kind of took the fall off. And uh, I guess you could say I was kind of going through a burnout as well. So I just wanted to take that break. But immediately after that, I was like, no, I miss the sport. I want to play I want to be more competitive. And so I made that transition when I was that young. And just what the Corona Angels and the Tyson family has done for me, it's their family to me. So it's a blessing that they walked into my life and given me the opportunity to play past travel ball.
What would you say about Marty Tyson and his coaching style that has helped you become the player that you are today?
I would say he's definitely one that definitely taught me to be true to myself, especially when I'm playing on the field. He's just that coach that cares so much. I mean, you could be on the field and he'd be like, "You're gonna if you can't throw a curveball, I'm gonna make you throw that curveball or that changeup." Like he would literally tell the batter, "You're gonna get this changeup or this curveball," and I'd be like, all right, I got to throw my best pitch so I don't get blasted right now. But like, I think that it's those moments that are like that teach you, like, all right, like I got to get this pitch down, I got to get this hit down or something. Yeah, it's just that's the type of coach he was. But off the field, he was just the most caringest person that you'll ever meet, and um, he was that person too. And you'd want to go like when we traveled outside of California, like he made sure that we were doing some type of team bonding. So I thought that part was also very cool about him.
Yeah, I feel like it's truly like the Corona Angel family, and he just did such a great job with building such an incredible and successful franchise, which has been so cool to watch. So, with your recruiting process, though, in particular, when did you start to kind of get a little, traction from colleges? Obviously, Marty came at you when you were 10 and asked you to name your top 10 schools, but when did you kind of have to start, making those decisions or taking calls from coaches?
I'd say my first college letter came when I was transitioning from um, middle school to high school. Uh, it was that summer, and that's kind of when things started getting a little more serious. I narrowed it down to four schools, but only took three visits. Uh, it was so I narrowed it down to UCLA, Washington, Florida, and Oregon. I only took three visits to UCLA, Washington, and Florida, and then I actually waited. I didn't make a like I was probably one of the last in my class to make a decision, but I waited until I got through my freshman year of high school and made a pros and cons list of the schools, and that kind of helped me determine where I wanted to go, and then ultimately picked UCLA. That's what felt like it was the best decision for me.
Playing for UCLA is something that, is it's a badge of honor. What about that program made it so special to be a UCLA Bruin?
Yeah, I think a lot had to do with the alumni. I've never felt that like like if you needed help, like the alumni were there. Like no matter what, they always had your back, and the support system that they gave is phenomenal. I mean, post college life, like there's so many connections with the Bruin program. It's amazing that they're all there to help you get better and help guide you down the path you want to take. And um, I think ultimately, like that's what makes the Bruin bubble special.
Yeah, I mean the alumni, and just in every single year, you guys are just always in it, always in the Women's College World Series. You had the opportunity to lead the Bruins to the 2019 Women's College World Series and hoist that trophy, and you had an incredible tournament. You've had so many unbelievable memories in a Bruins uniform. Do you have a favorite? Do you have any memories that just kind of stick out to you the most?
I would say that game before the championship series against Washington, that game was definitely the toughest like I've ever pitched and gone through with my team. But I don't know, there was like a special moment when I hit that home run. Like that was the year I lost my grandpa, and the entire team knew how heartbroken and devastating that was for my family because he was a special person, um, just a very special, unique person in our lives that it was tough when he passed. But it kind of felt like he put a hand on my shoulder in that moment. So like to me, that was probably one of the most like outstanding games that I've ever played.
Unbelievable. And that is so incredible that you were able to kind of, persevere through all that and then end up on the top. So that's a really special story. So you were able to also accomplish something that no one accomplishes. You won the Honda Cup, which is for the most outstanding collegiate female athlete in the entire country. You were able to do that twice. There's only been three student athletes that were able to accomplish that. What was that honor like for you? I know you've won so many honors and awards, but what was that one like for you in particular?
Yeah, that one was absolutely cool. I mean, I was kind of sad I wasn't able to be there in person, but COVID protocols with USA, I was able to zoom in and make that make it, but it was just like when I heard it, I kind of like did I just hear my name? Like it was such a cool moment that my parents were both sitting on the other side of the camera and they were just hands in the air, like not screaming, but like they were like so pumped for me. It was a really like it would have been better in person, but I mean it was really there's really no words to put it in because it's just like it was more of a feeling than it was like a reaction because like it's just to be named best athlete. I think it's best female athlete. It's super special because athletes need that type of recognition, and to do that for softball, I think it helps grow the sport.
Absolutely. And so you were able to also have the honor of going and playing for Team USA in the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo with some incredible athletes. What was that experience like for you, and what about the Olympics was so special?
I think just the support system that you had walking into that village, it it was really cool to see all the athletes. Like you'd walk into your building and they'd just be like, "Hey, we just watched your game, like super awesome. Like we can't wait for tomorrow's game." Or like just the support system that you got. It was that to me was probably the best part about being there was I mean, it sucked that you couldn't have any visitors or any spectators at the games, but just knowing that like you had an entire not just one team, but you had the entire USA athlete like watching our games.
Yeah, that is so beyond special, and it was so much fun to be able to cheer everyone on and be able to watch you guys. You're also part of Athletes Unlimited, which is a new special program that they're being televised on ESPN and Fox Sports, and it's really great for the game and just great to see it, from a different perspective. Can you kind of explain what Athletes Unlimited is and why you chose to continue your career with them?
Yeah, so Athletes Unlimited is the newer pro league. I think that they're doing a great job at expanding the sport, and I'm actually super pumped that we get to play. I'm super excited that they also announced an extra extension of the season. So um, another reason why I chose to play was because I want my family to be able to come out and watch me play. So um, I mean, yeah, I like what they're doing of expanding the sport and being able to watch pro play on TV. So gives you the real
Mhm.
feel of pro life.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And then you were also, obviously, you were the first overall pick, but what about Athletes Unlimited makes it kind of, different from traditional softball that you've played before?
Yeah, so they go by a point system. I'm still not unsure how, or I'm still a little, I'm still learning that part.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you go by a point system. Whoever has the most points, you get to pick a new team.
Cool.
I think it's Mondays. But yeah, you pick a new team every week.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely going to be different, but it's going to be so cool just to kind of, win something different and, play for a little something different. So that'll be really cool. So you've also been able to sign with Players Collective, which is a super cool all-female athlete owned agency. I know that they've been really great with helping athletes get brand deals done, and I think it's super incredible just to see what they're doing, especially with collegiate and professional women athletes. What about Players Collective kind of got your attention and made you want to be a part of their agency?
So Leslie Feldman is actually a UCLA alum. Um, Played softball at UCLA, and so she was a huge reason. Close connection with her, Chelsea Sweeto. So I've in the past had a few phone calls with her before I actually knew her, and then we just got really close. And I thought that she was also a great person. That definitely like if you want something, she's gonna fight for you to get it done. And so ultimately, like that, they were the reasons why I wanted to sign with them. Is one, female owned, and two, that they represent all female athletes, and I think that's great for females to be represented like that.
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, before I let you go, I do want to ask you a couple more questions. This is our little like speed round we do on Hey Bucket, so we'll just ask you some silly questions and then we'll get you out of here.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, number one, being in Westwood for 4 years, what's your go-to food spot?
Ooh, my go-to food spot. I like Takaya and I also like Kava. Those were my two picks.
Oh, always solid. Always solid. Good eats. So what would be one piece of advice you would have for girls going through the recruiting process right now?
I would say take your time. Don't feel like you need to rush a decision. Really look into what you want to do outside of softball and go from there.
Mm-hmm. Good advice. Good advice. And finally, what is Rachel Garcia's spirit animal?
I always say a lion, and I'm
I
gonna
love
say it
it. Why?
because of my hair.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. You just gotta let it flow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's everywhere. Well, thank you so much, Rachel, for taking the time to join us and catch up. You're amazing, and you have been such a huge inspiration to women and girls and athletes who want to be badass like you. So thank you so much for paving the way.
Thank you.